All right, so as we move along here, we're going to sit on this last track before we get to closing this thing out today. I know I've heard this song a lot.
Made in the Shade, right?
Yeah, Made in the Shade. And I know that this isn't the first time it's been released.
It's not, and I'll tell you, here's the reason why. When we first released Made in the Shade, it was a song. It was a great song. We loved it, and this is what we wanted to be. But as time progressed, we realized it could be so much more. And we added to it, and we played it, and we used to play it out live, and people loved it, and the new fashion that we played it. Once we hit that, it was like, this has to be on the record, and that's the way it is. I mean, it's so great. I mean, all you guys can attest, the way it came out is nothing like it originally was.
This was actually the first song that was written when I first joined the band in late 2000, I believe it was, JR. Okay. And
that just goes to show how long you knuckleheads have been together.
Yeah. And it's one of those good party songs that everybody can relate to in some form or fashion. This time around, even though it is a tad slower, it still has the same feel. It still has the same feel, and hopefully, even today, people can still, party with it and just have a good time and get it made in the shade.
All right, John, Hippie, come on. You're all part of this too.
This song was one of the first ones that I ever played out live with Turbulance, and I remember playing it down there, and it was one of my favorites to play out live because it has this great groove in the middle. It has great lyrics. It has a great guitar riff, as always, John. It has pounding drums, just a driving bass in this song. This song is just about it's kind of on a step of easy living, where after you're easy living, where do you want to be? You want to be made in the shade.
John, JR.
This song's got some swagger to it.
Really, JR? That's the best you could come up with, some swagger.
That's about all I got, man. Everybody else doesn't come up with everything else.
But JR, you got to admit, man, your drum riffing that.
I was riffing on him drum. All right, folks, he means beats. Sorry.
Can somebody save JR from drowning here, please?
Help me.
All right, I tell you, man, that song never had the part in it that it does have today, and it wouldn't be in there if it wasn't for JR, even though he can't admit it. The breakdown in the middle of that song was because of him, because he was like, dude, it's too stale. We got to do something. And it just evolved from there. And that's why it's on this record. That's why it's from the first record, but it is this record because it evolved from our first record. From us first meeting, from us first doing anything, it evolved. And it made itself into an entity. Yes, that's what I was trying to say.
It made itself into It kind of made itself in stand alone. It stand on its own. You know what I mean? It's just it's a great rocking song, and I think it's going to be a great album closer.
And John, do you have anything to add to that?
Well, plus it's
Come on, John.
plus I think I can't remember if we came up with it at Jimmy's mom's garage or JR's basement.
Right. That was the garage.
But I think the garage, we went to the basement and finished it out to where it is now. So it was pretty awesome because we in one night we actually came up with about 30 riffs because we were drunk. So
That seems to be a pattern here amongst us lately.
Nah.
Or over a long haul. But
beer, good.
Truculence.
All right, so we've just run through all 10 songs on the album.
I'm getting thirsty. John, you got any more beer left?
Run through everybody's favorite parts of each song. But now
Where's the Canadian mist?
Give me your final thoughts on the whole album.
The final thoughts for me are, it's been a long time coming. We've told everybody, here it is, it's coming. We've told everybody for years that it was done. We're working on it. We're doing this. We're doing that. What makes me happy is that I can actually say it's done. We've recorded everything. Everything's done. The record's coming out, and it's going to be kick-ass, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Shane?
This is the itch I've been waiting to scratch.
John, come on up here. Final thoughts. Final thoughts on the record. Come on, John.
Get your walker out here.
Can't wait to get it done, and that's it.
Well, I'm gonna save this meat here for the last two because they don't ever shut up when we're sitting here.
They don't, but I'm going to tell you something. They all feel the same thing about this record. This is it, man. We've been working a long time for this. We've been waiting a long time for this. And the work, and I got to be honest with you, the work that JR has put into this.
Well, that's why he's going last.
The work that he has put into this, because for Hippie and I to get what we got, and then JR to take it to the next level, that's why it is getting ready to come out.
Hippie?
God damn. Final fucking thoughts, he said. Christ. How do you even begin to put an entire album, all the songs, all the work, all the live shows, all the work that everybody does for you, how do you even begin to put that into a final thought?
All right, step aside. Think about it for a minute, because I'm going to pull JR in here real quick. No, JR, come here.
How do we do this, man?
We need a timekeeper in here
How do we put this into a final thought?
How do we do this? It's called JR telling us it's time.
A lot of alcohol.
No, it's
timekeeper.
JR telling us it's time. Is it not, JR?
I think it's time. It's time to have a product. It's time to get this thing. It's time to have a product for the fans. It's time to get this thing out. This thing we've been working on it for years and years and years, and Pete started production with this thing, and showed us just about everything. Influenced a lot of the music, a lot of the writing, and of course he influenced some of the production on this thing. He worked his tail off on this thing for a long time, and then finally he turned it over to us and said, hey, here's your album.
And because of JR
and you
taking the initiative,
and then
JR take the credit.
And then I went ahead and took the bull by the horns and took over the reins of production on this album, and I got to tell you, the first song, which is the Sign of the Times, it's the instrumental. That is actually my first foray into total engineering, production, and everything, and just trying to put everything together. And I think the vision of this album has finally come to fruition. It's everything we wanted. It's everything we hoped for, and we damn sure hope it's everything the fans want and everything the fans hope for. So
well said.
So I just with that being said, I just want to go ahead and say no, hold on a minute. I want to say that. That I'm proud of every member of this band. I'm proud of all the road crew members. I like to take this award.
We're not at the MTV Awards. We're not at the.
I like to thank Mom. I like to thank Dad. No, it's just
somebody got a bag for him.
No, I would like to thank JR for taking the initiative, because I mean, come on. I mean, without him doing what he did, we wouldn't be where we are today. We're 2 records ahead or 1 record ahead, and we know what we want. Him and I work on this every day, and we're going to make it. and we're going to make it good, and we're going to make it right. And it's because of his thinking ahead and just saying, I got to get it done.
And learning, a lot of learning.
Yes, a lot of learning. He did a lot of learning. He tried to make me do it, and I just forced it onto him. So that's where it is today. And Hippie, you got any final thoughts?
The only thing I want to add is this is a rock and roll band putting out a rock and roll record with everything that a rock and roll band putting out a rock and roll record goes through. Just thank everyone, our friends, fans, our Turbo family. We are what we are, and we wouldn't be what we are without you.
And in final closing, I mean, you can introduce it however you want to.
I got a shot of whiskey now.
Me and this guy right here, JR, Big Sexy. He signs it that way. It's on everything. You know, we can't get away from it.
I got my own bumper stickers.
Yeah, none of
Got
us.
your own license plates. Who the hell are you kidding?
Nobody else has it.
And by the way, that's trademarked, never to be used in on illegal reproductions.
Where's
But,
our stickers?
I mean, are you ready for final closings, or
Well,
you
Jimmy,
tell me where we're at?
Jimmy, you
You're
got
driving now.
you got the floor, so let's roll. with
Okay,
it,
in
man.
final closing, this record's been a long time coming. It's well worth the wait. We've been waiting a long time for it, and I think I speak for every one of these guys when I say we worked our asses off for it, and this is some of the best shit we've ever come up with, and we think everybody's going to love it. If you don't, wait for the next record, because that's even better.
One last thing I want to say about this record is that this record has a song for everybody. This song definitely has a song for everybody, and we hope they enjoy it.
Get up here and straighten it out.
But I gotta say, I mean, again, we've worked long. We've learned. We've worked. We've worked hard for this record, and we hope everybody enjoys it. And we look forward to the future. And we are Turbulence.
1, 2, 3.
Rock and roll!
From Matt, Jeff, Charlie, this is Turbo Road Crew. We're out. Hope to see you soon.